You have to cook me some food before I went. Oh.
We're on.
Oh, crap.
Ray, stuff that down. Cool. So, if you didn't watch the show before us, go back and watch it because it's really cool. Hopefully you did, because the guy from the H List, Jim Kearns, did a fucking fantastic interview. And, I tried to get him on a while ago, but we just couldn't figure it out because of the time difference and so on. But now that I forgot that we have so many people working with us here at American Hammers Network, John volunteered, John Nolan, and we were going to have John Jackson on the show tonight with us. I asked him to come on the show, and he informed me that John Nolan invited him on the show to guest host the show before us. So there he was, and great show. It actually went almost like an hour and a half, definitely an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So good stuff, great discussion. And here we are now. We're going to talk about the West Ham win. Can you believe it? West Ham win? This is fucking awesome. 4-0. Can you believe 4-0 too? I know it was Bournemouth, but still, 4-0. Shit. And we're going to talk about, the great Moyesiah. And we're going to talk about, or not, we'll discuss that. And I know a lot of people in the chat room will give us their opinion about that. And also, we'll talk about we'll give a little preview about the Gillingham FA Cup thing, and are we going to take it seriously or not? And if we have time, you can take a look at Charlie's hashtag there. It says recall Big George. We can discuss maybe the possibility of him, or maybe recalling the other guy, wherever he is. If he's not hurt, maybe Diangana, I don't know. I'd rather have Cullen, to be honest with you, but whatever. All right, so let's start with Ray and go clockwise.
Well, what a fantastic win. First of all, hats off to him. You could see with the team straight away there was a lot more urgency. There was a lot more pressing. They were running. And it shocked me that Moyes had like 2 days with the team. And then they literally started running for him from the off. So what was going on in that training pitch? Why weren't they doing that for Pellegrini? Rumours are that he was playing a lot of 11-a-sides and there weren't much tactics going on and all that kind of jazz. But, just a change of voice and a change of emphasis on what to do. And the team really performed and they outshone everyone.
Who were some of your standouts from the match?
The only person who didn't stand out was Fabianski, and that's because he had fuck all to do.
There you go.
But Nobes was obviously just like leading the pitch, and you can see what he was doing. I think there was at one point at the start of the game, he was having a go at Haller for not running. And then Haller was like, well, better start doing my job here now. This is why I get paid $100,000 a week or whatever it is he gets to start running around. So that was a great start for us. It is only one game. It is only against Bournemouth. But you can only beat the team that's in front of you. So, the start of the era of Moyes, again, is 100%. So may it long continue.
Yeah. Alex, what were your thoughts of the match, and who stood out to you, if anybody?
If we're going to call him the Moyesiah, then I would like to be referred to as John the Baptist from now on, okay? Because I have said in the chat room many a times when people were bagging on him, I was like, he will make them run. And I even said that to you, if you're in winning positions and you lose, it's because you're not hustling, or the other team's out working you at some point. The skill has gone away, and now it's just, man on man, whatever, street fight. And, and there were times that we would be up in a game and you could just see them just go, let's just hang on to this thing. And, I think what Moyes did was he made them run, he made them hustle, and he said, guys, y'all have to play for this shirt. I don't give a shit how much you got signed for, or if you're the biggest signing, or what you think you are, you got to play for the badge. And I
love that. Just real quick on that note, I think it's the first time in a long time I've heard the manager actually say that, use those words. Say play for the badge, play for the shirt, not a badge, but he said play for the shirt.
Yeah, you play for the name on the front, not the name on the back. Yeah. And I think if more guys realize that they are expendable. I mean, none of these guys realize this. They think that their shit doesn't stink. And the thing is there's always another guy somewhere that will take your spot. And I think he's finally realized that The thing with Moyes that I think a lot of people need to understand, and I think he understands this too, and I'll let this be my last kind of rant, is the game has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about how he was at Everton for so long. You could do that because you could set up a system. The game has changed to where you got to get wins, and you got to get them now. And it doesn't matter if you build a system. If he can build a system and win some games by hook or crook, he'll be here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about everybody's like, oh, 4-0, 4-0. Oh, how great was that? If you really examine some of the goals, the Noble one, I mean, it was a deflection. Then the other one was Noble got taken down the box. The cross was really sweet, and then Felipe. If you analyze the plays that led up to that, that is what the beautiful thing is. There was a system. Guys would run down the edge. They're going to cut it in. And I think Hilaire is actually getting used the way he is, what he really is. It's almost like he's like a false nine kind of thing. Like he's holding up the play up. You could see that he would go deep and somebody would crash in the box at the back. You saw a system. You saw a plan. Felipe Anderson getting that goal. It was – it was Rice's cross. It was sick. All these things and that is what they lacked was a system. So I will give back the balance of my time.
All I keep thinking every time I think of that Allaire fucking goal was you guys follow West Ham clips?
What a bastard.
I fucking love West Ham clips and their alternative commentary videos. And I think he mentioned something about Allaire not celebrating after he scored the second best goal of the season. Baguette Batistuta. He said unbelievable bastardry. The fact that he didn't celebrate after that goal. And he's just, dude, I could not, just a look on his face, he was just, I don't know. I love it. I love that. You can see the passion in him. Yeah. Charlie, what did you think of the match, and any standouts in particular?
First of all, I just love how Ray stopped talking and then within about 5 seconds had more food in his mouth. I respect that. I respect the movement. I watched it happen live. He sort of stopped, and the second you went, Alex, he was like, bam, 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 bam. I love that. It was weird. I left that first half. I went to the game, and it was maybe the first time this year I haven't regret going to one. Like it was a very weird feeling, and the ground was like I think everyone knew, including Moyes himself, how big a game that was for us, how important that is both for our season and for his managerial career to start off in the right way. Difficult second album and all that, but he sort of came back and just played the greatest hits. His interviews in the press were exactly what he needed to say. A lot of it was very similar to what he said the first time around. We were talking about running and playing for the shirt and all that stuff. He said all that stuff about Arnautovic the first time around. He was like, well, he needs to work harder. He needs to do this as the record signing. And then he came, and I think what Alex said is right. It was the style of play. It was what he did leading up to what they did leading up to the actual finish. The thing that made me very happy. The pressing in that first half was amazing. The second half formation and tactics and setup were more what I would expect of a Moyes side, and yet we still went out there and got a fourth. We looked more defensively sound. We weren't super high up the pitch defensively. We didn't have a ridiculous high press. It was a weird game. I think we should not say that Bournemouth were bad, because they were very, very bad. But how many times we go out against a team who aren't very good and still really struggle or still don't get out of second gear? We hit them for free in the first half. We kept pushing. We came out and we didn't just sit straight away. We went for a fourth. We got it.
Yeah.
And even then, we probably still could have got more. I think that's the biggest compliment that you can pay. It is one game. It is only against a bad team. We do have a potential massive banana skin at the weekend, but it's basically the perfect first however many days it's been since he came in for David Moyes.
Well, for me, oh God, the two guys that I thought were playing like significant, they were playing like shit. I mean, the majority of the team was playing very, very well the whole game, but there was two guys in particular that were making mistake after mistake after mistake, and then one of them just decides to fucking land a beautiful cross in for an assist and score a goal, and that was Ryan Fredericks. He gave the ball away 4 or 5, 6 times before he did that, and I was in our little Discord chat bitching about him, and then as soon as I finished bitching about him, he fucking lands that cross, and it was just something else we've been talking about on our shows recently, that our team can't cross. Our team has had very little success crossing. Better success from free kicks and corner kicks. But anyway, so there was that one, and then Anderson was the other one, and he was literally I don't know if it's the fact that he saw Lanzini warming up and he knew he was going to come off. He decided to say, fuck it, I'm taking the electric dog collar off and I'm going inside that box for like the first time all fucking season. I swear to God, he would not go in. If he set a couple feet inside that box, he'd retreat or he'd get rid of the ball all season long. And he fucking went in there, man. And I saw, you could see a little fire in him, you know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. And he took that shot, man, and there was just no question he was going to make that shot. And it was beautiful. And I'm so fucking happy for him because I think his confidence, he needed that. Everybody in the whole squad needed that win. The fans needed it. Everybody needed it. Moyes needed it especially too. But I don't know. It was great. And like you were saying, Charlie, I mean, it is Bournemouth, but man, you're right. Every time we play a squad that we should beat on paper, we struggle or we lose. And Bournemouth is a perfect example. I mean, we'd either draw or we lose them over the last few seasons. It's always been the same story with them. They've been one of those teams that, it was not a guaranteed win. But there was guaranteed goals to be scored against us. They always score goals against us. And they didn't score a single friggin' goal. And I know they had a million injuries too. Josh King, one of the guys who always scores against us, wasn't there. But Callum Wilson was. And he didn't score against us almost once, but he didn't. So anyway,
one of the things as well, just because you've mentioned it, is when someone gets subbed off, it frustrates me to no end when I see it. When someone's about to get subbed off, they almost certainly know. Like most players will flip across, they'll see who's coming off, they'll be like, all right. So there's no doubt in my mind that Anderson knew he was about to come off for Lanzini. And one of the things that frustrates me most is when they're about to get subbed off, in my head, I think, just throw everything you have. You know you're about to come off. You might as well put the last bit of energy you have. And at that situation, when we're so far in the lead, it would have been very easy for him to have just slowed down and gone, do you know what? It's not like a problem. It's not this. It's not that. Instead, he took it and he ran as fast as he could. He ran as hard as he could. He looked for the goal. He went for it. That's a huge, huge plus point. Just to show that level of like, actually, yes, I am going to do this, as opposed to he could have very easily gone, I'm not going to make that deep run. I'm just going to come off now. It's not a big.
He went for it. He went for it. Yeah.
Also, I just love the fact that our new stadium Wi-Fi meant I saw you go, Fredericks is so bad in the Discord, and then
that's right, you're in there too.
It was really sorry, Alex, I interrupted you.
No, there was a quote that I'd found on social media, and I put it on our post about Moyes, I guess, kind of giving Anderson some shit, saying, "Hey, you're Brazilian. I thought Brazilians scored goals. Like what's your deal?" And I think it's like those little mind games, and not mind games like you're just like screwing with somebody's head, but you're giving somebody that confidence. And I think, Tim, your point is, he gave him. It really is refreshing. Anybody in life, if your boss kind of gives you freedom to make a mistake or not make a mistake, it just go for it. I'm not gonna punish you for making a mistake if you're going balls to the wall. And I think that was kind of what he told him. He's like, dude, that's who you are.
Yeah,
go do it. And in his head, he's like, yeah, you're right. That's who I am.
Like you guys were saying, though, I mean, it wasn't like a complete high line. You know what I mean? It wasn't a Pellegrini style press. What I noticed was it was just wherever the ball was. I mean, the guys would not press guys that didn't have the ball. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a full team high line. You know what I mean? It was really, it was more articulated. I don't know. It was more specific. And when someone did have the ball, they'd swarm. I mean, but not a full swarm, just a couple.
Back check on somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be like a constant double team, almost like say in basketball or something like that. You know what I mean? It was. Yeah. It was nice to see, but overall, like the whole match, like everybody, for the most part, almost everybody, they were fucking hustling the whole time. So that's like Ray was saying, like why didn't that happen before? Like what changed? You can't tell me just like 2 trainings all of a sudden fixes it all, right? So what the fuck? What happened?
Got to be in their man management tactics he's been talking to individually, because he, again, like what he said to Anderson, he also said some home truths to Hilaire as well.
But did he put down something in training saying, like, or in the locker room or whatever, saying, here's the new code of conduct. If I catch you not hustling or not running or walking or something like that during the match, you get fined? Yeah. I mean, could it be something like, can they do that? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, how the hell all of a sudden these guys are, like, running like it's there's money on the line. You know what I mean?
Well, as I said, if you don't run, you don't play.
Well, yeah.
I think one of the things I found interesting as well, and I don't know if the camera showed it, when they came out for the second half, they came out right before kickoff, but then they did a couple of shuttle runs as a whole unit, as a team. Just did a couple before coming out. So it's very clear that David Moyes was literally saying to them, look, you're going to have to work hard. And I think he probably knows that it's a huge game for them as well as it is for him. Like, for him, it was massive. If we went down in that first half, there's a potential Burnley on your hands again, where you go down 1, you go down 2, all of a sudden people are invading the pitch is a huge problem. Whereas if they go ahead and they feel like they're doing it, then it's like, not only is that a great weight lifted off my shoulders as David Moyes, because all of a sudden everyone will calm down a bit, but yours as well. You are in a relegation thing. You do have to have a wake-up call sort of thing. And that sort of, I don't know, that sort of like effort was there even when they were just coming out after half time. They were doing the shuttle runs. They were showing, like, we're here to work hard. It was very much, I do think that is very much driven by him, because otherwise, why would you not do it?
I'm sure there was some film in there. You know, you could break down some film and say, look, guys, look, you didn't hustle here. You didn't hustle here. And I was thinking about this Saturday about being in a relegation battle, and then how some teams will just emerge out of that bottom 3 and some will go back down. And everybody in the Premier League is good. I mean, really, it's, you know, everyone will say, oh, Bournemouth is shit or this team's crap or whatever. They're all good. They're all there. They're all there for a reason. Why are some teams, you know, suck and some don't? I think it's because of the effort they put in, and they all have talent. And granted, it comes down to the coaches to put them in the right positions to be successful, this and that. But at the end of the day, it's effort. I mean, it's effort. And whichever team wants to get out of that bottom 3 and wants to set their sights higher, those are the teams that are going to be successful. So that's all it comes down to, is effort. And that's what he pretty much told them, I'm sure. You're just not playing.
Yeah. One of the things
simple as that.
We've always said on the show, or I've always said every time I'm on, is that I wish to God we could have, you know, visually seen clips from Pellegrini's trainings. I mean, that was the one thing that I never got to see personally. So I don't know if I just missed it somewhere, but I don't remember in his whole tenure, like, ever seeing footage, like, I mean, decent footage of, like, what the hell they do. And like Ray was saying, I mean, it's been reported that, you know, all they did was 11v11s, which I don't know if I doubt that's true, because, I mean, I remember in the preseason, I did see a couple clips when they were in fucking Austria or something like that. And they were running drills. I mean, they were doing certain things. So, but again, that's not the regular season. I really don't know what they did. And that frustrated me, because I wondered all the time, watching the team set up, watching the team play, you know, match day, like, wondering, what the fuck did they do all week? Like, what the hell?
Guys got together on a pickup game on a Sunday. They just, you know, hey, how you doing? What's your name? How you doing? Well, they didn't know each other. Yeah.
And honest to God, like, I didn't even know anybody in the coaching staff. I mean, I've read their names, but I don't know anything about them, like what they actually do, because, you know, most of the time it's the assistant manager, which was Ruben Casillas or whatever the hell his name was. Usually that's the guy who sets up and runs the trainings. Or was Pellegrini more hands-on? I mean, who knows? It doesn't matter. He's gone. But, I mean, that frustrated me. So with Moyes, I remember in his last tenure, I mean, I remember seeing more stuff, a little bit more, like, more clips of, you know, at least pictures even. I don't give a shit if it was pictures or not. I just want to see, like, what are they running around? Are they doing anything? Are they happy? Are they miserable? Like, you know, is there fist fights? What's going on? Like, I don't know. But whatever it is, let's see. There's a couple of people in the chat room saying it's only one game, and I've also read that and heard that everywhere. All the people who are still firmly Moyes out. It's just one game. It's against Bournemouth, blah, blah, blah. So let's play devil's advocate. We got Gillingham coming up. It's an FA Cup match, and not only was it Moyes' post-match interview, not the press conference, but the interview that he did right after the game. he kind of alluded like, yeah, I know, but the players need to understand, the gravity of like where we sit in the table, and it doesn't sound like he's that. I mean, he says it would be fantastic for him to win a cup. He made it to the final one time, he said. So he would love to win the cup one day, but it doesn't sound like, I don't know, that he's going to play a super strong squad. Doesn't mean he's not going to play a strong squad. I mean, we'll see. But what do you guys think about? Will he, or should he, or what are the odds he actually plays a strong side against Gillingham, or a side strong enough to win? And even if he played the same type of squad that they played in the League Cup, but with his tactics, I mean, you think it would be better? Like, let's go with Charlie and go backwards this time.
I think you'll probably see a strong team, specifically because, again, it's very much a West Ham thing to go for the FA Cup. Every fan and their dog wants a cup run, let alone a win. Like, I think most of us would take just a run very deep into the cup, a final. And I think he knows that if we lose against Gillingham, then he's almost back to square one again. It will be a very big problem for everyone. Mentality-wise, a big problem for the squad as well as the fans. And so I think you will probably see a very strong team. And probably I would suspect the same system. I think he's going to go for it. I don't know if that will continue throughout the cup. Maybe it's just a momentum thing. But again, a loss to Gillingham would kill momentum completely. So, yeah, I suspect he's going to go for it. And whether that makes it any easier for us or not, because we always have squads that are, like you say, good enough on paper to beat teams in the lower leagues. But as we all know, that's not as easy as it sounds. But yeah, we'll go for it. We'll go for it, I think.
Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I think you two schools of thought. I mean, you don't want to. Who are we playing after that game?
Sheffield United.
Okay, Sheffield United. I think you put a strong squad out there. I mean, I think you make a couple of key substitutions. You maybe put Yarmolenko in. You put a couple of guys who didn't see as much action last game, but you could plug in places that really aren't going to hurt you. But yeah, I think you play to win the game. You have to, because you're right. It's a cup run. You don't want to hurt the momentum, but at the same time, I just think unfortunately, the way there's so much money and there's so much invested in staying up in the Premier League, you want to, kind of cover your ass on that part. So I'm not saying you put the full squad out there, but you probably make a couple of substitutions and maybe give a guy half a day. Maybe you don't train him as hard the day before, or the days leading up. But I think you got to play. You got to play the game to win it, and you can't lollygag, because you're right. The momentum is the key thing. It's the 6 inches we got to worry about more than anything else.
And if he really has been listening to what the fans are thinking, which I think is definitely been told to him, whether or not he reads up on it or people tell him, you can just tell by the performance that they put out there, or even if it's just the owner saying, "Listen, you got to do this one for us." It's one of those things where in his mind, he must know that if he wins this, I mean, even if he makes a nasty cup run going all the way to the final, even if he just made it to the final, I mean, it would be in his best interest to win over the fans by doing so. Because there's still a lot of fans that are not happy with that appointment. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But Ray, what do you think?
Well, he's got to put out a strong team for 2 reasons. One, he's saying about his defence and how his tactics and how they need to be worked on. They're only going to get worked on if they're playing together as a unit all the time. So his goalkeeper and his back four have got to stay the same. There should be no change in that, and that will keep the momentum. I can understand if he's going to change a couple of the front people. Yarmolenko's injured, I believe, and he's not back on the 20th.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, Holland is apparently going to Oxford after the cup. So, give him a run out. Put him out there. Put Lanzini out there as well. Give him some minutes.
Yeah.
Keep Noble on the side. Keep Rice, because who else are you going to play there? You're not going to put.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God! Please,
maybe
never even think about that again.
Yeah. and maybe even give Snodgrass a little rest because I can understand we changed four players. Any more than that,
Yeah.
I'd be a bit concerned.
So you think Fabianski, or you think maybe give Ananga a shot? Because definitely not Roberto.
If he wants to keep his team and his defensive line solid, he needs them to play together more often. So for him to be as top performing against Sheffield United, they're going to have to play together and go, right, this is what Moyes wants. Right, we're going to play against a lower league team, so we should be perfect. And if we're anything less than perfect, then we've failed and we've got some more work to do on the training pitch. It also says, on the second thing, look what happened against Oxford when we lost against them. We was riding high in the league, got the Carabao Cup, fucked up against Oxford, and it was just downhill slope from there. So that says, look, we as a team, we've got nothing else to play for, have we? Relegation, that's it. Relegation, the FA Cup, that's it.
We are. I don't know, man. Wins come. I mean, honest to God. I mean, I know our schedule looks pretty friggin' tough.
Yeah.
But if we pile up some wins mixed with some draws and stuff like that, if we put up a good run, we'll be right up in the top half of the table, and then some in like no time. We're not that far away. For whatever reason, the way it's played out so far, Crystal Palace can be in the relegation zone in no time, but they're like sitting in the 9th right now. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where a few bad results for them and somebody else, but it ain't happening if James Tompkins is on defense. So whatever.
Well,
just saying. Player of the month.
Even if we win our next game, we're going to be still in the bottom half of the table. So it's going to take at least 3 or 4 wins, which is not going to be guaranteed to get us back up in the running for Europe. Yeah. And what better way than the FA Cup to, start off his era? Even if he gets us into the final, I think a lot of West Ham fans would just be happy with the day out. Obviously, we'll still want to try and win, but if he gets us to the final, then everyone will be singing his name, loving him.
Yeah. So we got Gillingham, obviously, and we all agree that we think that he's definitely going to try at least get through the first few. I mean, not first few. This is actually 3rd round. So, like the 3rd, 4th, 5th round or something, whatever. He wants to make a run. Absolutely, it seems like that. He's going to try to win over the fans, and also just for his own personal sake, he just wants to win some games and keep the momentum going. Then we got Sheffield, and I know there's people in the chat room saying we got Liverpool next, and no, we don't. We got Liverpool away. No, we got Liverpool at home next. As a matter of fact, let's speak about this real quick. I'm just going to do a little something. So for all of you who watch the show, if you want to come see me, at the game, I'll be there. I'll be at the Liverpool match at the end of the month, and then the Brighton match as well. So I couldn't take it anymore. I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy some tickets and get my ass over there. So I will definitely be there. It's the 29th, which is that Wednesday match against Liverpool, and then Saturday, February 1st against Brighton. And then I'm the fuck back home, unfortunately. It sucks, but anyway, hope to see you guys out there and say hello. I'm gonna bring some American Hammers TV scarves to give away while I'm over there for free. So
free
because we're almost at the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I said I was gonna do some giveaways. So that's gonna be some of the giveaway. And Ray, since you purchased one, I'll bring you over an extra free one. So, all right, everybody,
go somewhere.
That's how it goes. Yeah, exactly. So that's that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to do some American Hammers TV whoring while I'm out there and promote the good word and the American Hammers Network and stuff like that. So anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Sheffield United is actually the next league match. So that's on the road up at Sheffield. That's going to be something else. We drew them last time. It was we could have lost that match, to be honest with you. But anyway, what are you guys' thoughts on Sheffield? And you think that also depends on how we do against Gillingham, maybe? We'll start with Ray and go around. What are your thoughts on the match in general?
Again, it does come to a Gillingham match. If we're If we lose that, then it's going to derail us a little bit. The confidence is going to drop. So we need to keep the momentum going, just for our own sake. So I can't wait. Sheffield United are playing really well. To be fair, they're getting lots of good wins. Where are they in the Premiership? They're in the top half still.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not going to be an easy game. Again, they're going to have work rate, but
Yeah, they're 8th. Wow.
yeah.
8th by a point over Palace. Yeah.
But a lot of these teams, when they come up, they do struggle the second half of the seasons because they get found out tactics-wise. So hopefully, there might be.
Yeah.
Not saying
thing
it's guarantee, but you know.
Yeah. The thing that's I struggle with when it comes down to Sheffield is that they're the only team in the. I'm sorry, they're not the only team. I'm sorry, they're the lowest team on the table with a positive goal differential. It's only 2, but still, they've only given up 21 goals. That's pretty good in comparison. I mean, obviously they only scored 23, but if you look at all the teams below them, I mean, Palace has given up 23 goals, but only scored 19, and then everybody else 30 goals against. Arsenal's given up 30 goals this season. Everton 32 goals, Southampton 38. I was shocked that they managed to pull off that leapfrog, but thanks to Leicester whipping Newcastle's ass, that definitely helped them a bit. Newcastle 33 goals against, Brighton 29. I mean, dude, it's just the list goes on and on and on and on. But anyway, their defense is impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper anyway. I mean, they've only given up 21 damn goals. If you think about the teams even above them, fucking Wolves have given up 27 goals. Tottenham's given up 30. Manchester United 25. I mean, shit. Holy fuck. Are they third? They're third in the league in goals against. That's impressive. Out of 20 teams.
That is impressive. But again, second half of the season gets a lot more tougher. More games come thick and fast. Hopefully, it'll be another 4-0, maybe 5-0 this time. You never know.
Yeah. No, but you are right, though. So basically, here's another little stat. I mean, I love stats, though. They have only scored in the last 4 games. They've scored 4 goals, and they've only given up 3. So that's positive.
Aren't 2 of their last games against Liverpool and City? Is it Liverpool and City?
All right, so they've only. I'm sorry, I forgot about the Liverpool game. So so Liverpool 2-0, they lost. They lost City 2-0. They drew Watford 1-1, and now Watford's on a friggin' amazing run too. They beat Brighton only 1-0, and then they beat Aston Villa 2-0 before that. So it's all low scoring. And remember when they drew us? It was 2-2 or something like that, or was it 1-1? It was 1-1, but still. They're not a big high-scoring team, but they stick to that formation that they use, which is this this weird. Only 1 or 2 strikers they'll change from McGoldrick and whoever the hell else, McBurney, whoever the hell his name is up there, and they got the 3 center backs with the 2 wing backs, and they play literally the same damn formation every time. It felt like Pellegrini, but whatever they're doing with Chris Wilder, man, they're doing enough to not just stay up, but doing enough to get the job done to stay up as high as they possibly can and stay away from the relegation zone. So anyway, it'll be a good match. Trust me, I'm not a Sheffield United fan whatsoever. Don't think I am by
Didn't
reading off all these
things. Teams like Blackpool do the same thing. Have a really good first half of the season. Then
but it was weird because they were fucking scoring goals like bananas, man. I mean, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just flip-flopped. They were leaking goals like crazy and not scoring enough that season.
They have the wonderful Charlie Adam, of course, in centre midfield. I think the interesting thing with Sheffield, I think the problem is it's not necessarily a problem playing the same formation every single game or the same tactics every single game if it works. And they have obviously worked on it for a hell of a long time. Stuff they do is interesting and different, especially in the Premier League, and so it does sort of catch you a little bit by surprise. And they've obviously built a team around that system, so they can have the players to utilize it the best. Everyone talks about their overlapping fullbacks, for example. That wouldn't work if they didn't have the right people for those positions. If you lobbed Fabian Balbuena and at right centre back and expected him to overlap and whip in across. It's just not going to happen. Whereas they've obviously built the team to do it. Of course, as a wrestling fan, the only person who I care about in that team is Billy Sharp because he did the mankind sock celebration. That's all I'm interested in. I think it's interesting because they're obviously going to sit deep. They're a team who sit deep, like you say. They defend very well, and Moyes can't. The way we set up against Bournemouth was perfect for Bournemouth. So it'll be interesting to see what he changes up tactically to try and take advantage of their weaknesses. Because defensively, there's not that many, just because they're a very, very good side.
And it's one of those things. Well, I'll let Alex talk in a second. It's just real quick. It's one of those things where injuries too. Like if you're talking a match that's like 2 matches away, anything can happen in Gillingham. You know what I'm saying? Like anything can happen. I mean, someone could just step on the grass the wrong way and roll their ankle, and they'd be fucking out with an 8-0.
Like Antonio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll put on a Olaf costume or whatever, a snowman costume. Yeah, well, that too. Will he come back for the cup match? I mean, he loves the cup matches, doesn't he?
Says he's still injured on online.
Yeah, well,
got a question mark next to where he's returning.
He's always injured, even when he's healthy. He's injured. Man. It's one of those myths.
What we also got to remember is in the next 7 days, transfer window's still open. So who knows who we're going to buy? You know, we have been linked with that striker.
We'll talk about. We'll lead into that in 1 minute. Alex, real quick, like, what are your thoughts on Sheffield?
Actually, I got a timeout. Something for Charlie, directing at you. If you're really excited about the Sacco, I had Mick Foley actually do the mandible claw on me.
Oh, mate!
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I could say this with all seriousness, Alex. I'm very excited to hear about another man shoving a sock down your throat. Genuinely, I am. It sounds weird.
Not to tell you how it really worked. He actually did not stick his hand in my mouth. He did it with the 2 fingers.
Oh yeah.
And looked like, but he popped me in the lip, and my lips swelled up. And I'm looking at everybody, going, dude, look what McFoley did to me. Look what McFoley did to me. It was awesome. Great guy, great dude. John Cena, good guy too.
And I'm going to have many conversations with you about that.
We shall.
Whenever this finishes, we're going to have a conversation.
We shall. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, Tim, I did warn you I was going to derail this.
Well, fine. It's cool, man. Listen, I love having you on, brother.
WrestleMania last year as well. Just to point out.
Had a good conversation with Ted DiBiase last year. Good guy. The $1 Million Man.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Enough about that. Yeah. Okay. What was the question again?
Sheffield.
What? That's my last name. What'd you say?
Can I just show you what
that's my last name.
Underwear I got for Christmas?
Love
it. Respect that.
That's my favorite wrestler of all time.
The only shame is you're not wearing them. All right.
Maybe next time.
Yeah,
maybe
next
I'll
time.
bring London with me. Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully you don't shake the ring. Horse, get out of the barn. Okay.
What are we doing? Anyway, Sheffield, come on.
Yeah, you know,
we're talking about transfers over
I mean, my last name is Sheffield, so I kind of like Sheffield because that was my team. Like, you know, because it's my last name. So I was like, hey, I like those guys. But you know, they are really playing amazing. You know, I think to Ray's point, some people kind of get figured out. I don't think anybody's figured them out yet, which I don't really understand why. But that game scares me. So it would not shock me if we were to lose that game, but I'd be very surprised how we play. That's the part that I want to see. I want to see, you know, win or lose any of these games. I just want to see the effort continuously. That's all I want. I want to see the effort because you're going to win these games eventually, but you got to maintain the effort.
You're right.
That's it. You know, so I'm not worried about, you know, who we're playing. I just want to see the effort. So, did I say effort? Have I said that a couple of times?
Yeah. So, real quick, Charlie, has anybody on Hammer's Chat besides Tom Atherton ever pulled out their underwear on their show, on your show live?
I mean, yeah, as you Tom definitely did. I think Bez has once.
It's the first time it's happened on our show.
Someone we did a transfer live once on deadline day where we did like hours live. And I think either Tom Down or Bez did. I don't remember who. One of them definitely did. Like they stood up and then underwear. I can't remember who it was.
Well, the sad thing is that I was able to easily just pull it out of my dresser right behind me.
I enjoyed the fact it was to hand.
My underwear drawer right behind me.
I enjoyed the fact it was to hand. I appreciate the level of preparedness you have when you're like, Charlie's coming. We need to get it ready, and I appreciate that.
All right, so let's talk transfers. Let's talk transfers, and let's. I guess Ray really wants to get into it, so let's start with Ray, and then we'll go down to Charlie, and then back to Alex, and then I'll finish it off with the transfers.
Yeah, so just for the transfer news, it's loads of rumours at the moment. We don't know. Apparently, we put a £17 million bid in for the guy from AC Milan. What's his name? Barbosa? What's that? I don't know. I can't pronounce it.
Gabriel Barbosa. Gabigol.
Yeah, Gabigol. Yeah.
Gabigol. Yeah. So that requires
Captain Barbosa?
Yeah, that's the wrong one. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because like I know we need a striker, but everyone can see we need the box-to-box midfielder. We need a runner in that midfield, because I can't see Snodgrass and Noble lasting the rest of the season every single game.
Yeah.
So we definitely need it. And if we're putting if the transfer rumours are right that we've only got £25 million to spend, and £17 million is going to go on that, where's the rest of it going to go? That's not going to get us a decent box midfielder unless we get a loan deal in.
I don't mean to cut anything off here, but basically we'd be paying for less than $1 million a goal. You know what I mean? I don't understand why on earth like they would even accept a £17 million bid for someone who scored 25 goals in 29 matches in Serie A. I know it's just Serie A, but Serie A is a lot better than friggin' Brasileiro Serie A. You know what I mean? Like
he's been scoring the goals in Brazil, hasn't he? I mean, like, I think the reason he's possibly available cheap is because he's only ever done it in Brazil. He's played for Inter. He had a loan spell at Benfica, I think it was.
But Libertadores, I always butcher this. Libertadores. There you go. I gotta get my pronunciation. Yeah. So anyway, that's a tough competition. It really is. And he scored 9 and 12. He didn't score any in those 2 matches of the Club World Cup, but I don't blame him. He was playing against Liverpool, and I forgot who else they played. But anyway, I don't know, man. Listen. Strikers. I mean, yes, I understand we need a midfielder, but I wouldn't pass up a chance for a fucking striker either. You know how bad we are hurting for depth in striker. I know, Charlie, what he's gonna say. We don't need to spend this money. When we have Hugo, we can recall. You go recall Big George. Yeah, I know, but besides him, really though, I mean, would you pass up a chance? I mean, our midfield. Don't you think our midfield can get us through the season as long as we have like a second striker with Allaire?
No, I don't.
No.
I would rather
really
a midfielder than a striker. If you said to me today, you can spend 20 million on one, a midfielder or a striker, I'd say midfielder every day.
Yeah, midfielder for me as well, all day long. Like, we definitely need one because, like, for me, I think you can swap Noble and Snodgrass around every other game, and there's not going to be too much difference there. Where I think we need that other person in that midfield to look. There's no one else going to be playing it. What we're going to do? Put Sanchez in? Only takes for one of them two to get injured, and then Lanzini will have to drop that back, or Fornals will have to drop back. Who else are we going to put in?
Why do we have to keep relying on just? We don't have any more people. I mean, we don't have any more players in the academy we can bring up. I mean,
it's a lot of responsibility.
Or recall Cullen or something, or I don't know.
I don't disagree, because the thing is, every time I've seen Cullen, I have liked him a lot.
I think he's super overrated. I'm sorry, underrated.
I was going to say, you're like
Diangana. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Diangana. I'm sorry.
The thing is like, would you rather? How do I put this? David Moyes, one of the things we know about him is that he likes to see things before he judges them. So, like, everyone criticizes him for Maddison, for example, for not buying him, and I agree with that because that was stupid. But the reason he didn't is because he's like, I have to see them first, and then I make my decision on them. Then he recalled Rice and Oxford when he was here last time to have a look at him again. He did the same thing with Cullen. He's done the same thing with other players in the world. He's always like the person who goes, right, I have to see him before I believe him. when you look at Moyes' systems in the past, someone in the mold of a Yeti has done well for him. I'm not saying that he's all of a sudden going to become flipping Danny Ings overnight, but the truth is that he might look at him and go, actually, I think there's something there. A Yeti has more potential to go on and become something good for us than any of our midfielders, our backup midfielders do, if you see what I'm saying. It also gives you something different. The midfield has been a huge problem for years and years. It's like, why I just think we need to sort that position out sooner rather than later, because especially when you're facing big teams and we are going to have to sit and proper go at it, they could wander through that midfield quite easily if there's an injury, if there's tiredness. Like we've mentioned Snodgrass on this show before already, but the dude cannot play more than 2 games in a week. That's just that he won't play against, I'm pretty sure he won't play against Gillingham because he's just going to be too tired to do it. We need to sort that position out, and it's we have the potential for a striker. We'd be buying a backup striker. If we bought a midfielder, there's no saying he won't come in and be first choice, because that's just the situation we're in right now. I think it's vital for us in going attacking, defending, just the whole thing.
Alex, did you remember your point? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I mean, I think we're starting to kind of talk about it. I think there's a couple of different things to look at. Is one, you're right. You got your Rice. Not right. I'm sorry. Snodgrass, Noble, kind of interchangeable parts. They could go. He could play in the midfield. Snodgrass could. He could play on the wing.
Yeah.
I think Antonio could play a wing. He could play a right back. He could play a center. I mean, you've got some interchangeable parts with guys to cover yourself with injuries, and then you jetty or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. There could be a role. Are you going to spend money on a guy that might have to sit on the bench? I want to find a utility player. I want to find a guy that can play a couple different positions. And I think we're at a point, there's a lot of interchangeable parts that kind of cover our ass a little bit. Fornals could play on the wing. Could he play more in midfield? Could he play? There's a couple.
We have a ton of wingers. Yeah, we have a ton of guys that can play wing. Like Masuaku can play wing. He showed that
exactly. So we've got interchangeable parts.
We can
but to your point,
Snodgrass where he belongs. He's not a fucking attacking. I don't believe he's an attacking midfielder or a winger. I think he's a fucking center midfielder. I really do. And I think Steve Bruce did too when he was back with fucking Hull, and back when he was with Norwich City. And I really think, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
No. I mean, I think you're right. The center, somebody in a center midfielder, a midfielder role is somebody who that is their job. And I'm not saying like a Paul Pogba, but I'm talking about that kind of guy, a midfielder, not a guy that can play wing, not a guy that play a midfielder. Because you're right. To your point, Charlie, if you're going to spend money on a forward or a striker or a midfielder, if you spend money on a forward, he's probably going to sit for a little while.
Cool. So you're right.
Yeah. Midfielder.
Yeah. So Ray, any midfielders excite you that we've been linked with at all?
I haven't really seen a lot of names because everything I've seen is strikers.
Joe Allen.
Yeah,
Joe Allen is the one that. Yeah, Joe Allen.
I mean, if the money's low enough, I mean, I take it.
Where's he at?
He's at the bottom of the table when the championship is raised out.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, if it was like a fucking £4 million thing, I'd take it, but it ain't gonna happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's $4 million more than we spent on Sanchez. To put it into context, for a player who's bottom of the championship, to spend £4 million on someone who's very clearly over the hill, I don't know.
I thought we paid a shitload for Sanchez.
No, he's for free.
Yeah,
was he?
free.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
he's on high wages, but he was
like 70 grand a week wages.
Yeah, something like that. Something stupid.
Wow, I thought we paid a shitload for him. That's why I hated him so much.
If we could do a swap, I'll be open to that.
What Sanchez for Allen?
Yeah, Sanchez and Joe Allen.
To be honest,
I think a lot of it depends on who you sell too. Like how much money are you going to get for some of these, guys.
So everybody in the chat room who's still with us, throw out some names to us. Who would you actually? I don't want to keep hearing Joe Allen's grandfather. He's shit or whatever. He's like the Borans, Mark.
Joe Allen 3 years ago. Yeah, Joe Allen now.
I want to hear who then should we go after. So anybody in the chat room wants to let us know. Joe Allen sucks. Fucking Charlie. Anyway, so chat room, throw some names at us. Who do you think? Okay, you want a box-to-box midfielder, then who? Charlie, so Why don't you tell us too? Like, what do you think? Who excites you? Frank Kessie? Is he a fucking midfielder? I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He is a midfielder. He's a centre midfielder, in fact. Yeah, I'd love him. I think the smartest move for Frank Kessie would be if they seem to want to get rid of him, and it seems to be a thing that they might take. They might be happy to take it in a sort of loan with a view to buy thing. I think that would be absolute perfection for Frank Kessie. I'm not convinced he's one of those people where if it goes right, it's an incredible signing. Even if you sign him for 20 million, he has such high potential, and he's shown that with how much money AC Milan put into him, that it's something to go on. So if we could get him on a loan with a view to buy, I mean, that's like the perfect deal. He also fits that role we're talking about perfectly. He is the guy who would sit next to Rice and be the sort of box to box, but slightly more defensive minded. That's the sort of a perfect thing. But that's the thing, the archetype we should be looking for. A guy who is box to box, but can just stop stuff as well. Who is a stopper in that sort of sense. Other people like that, I don't know. Off the top of my head, it's too late. It's too early for me to fully like grasp. Maybe what's the guy's name at Toulouse? Sangaré, or Ibrahim Sangaré, I think his name is. I watched them and he stood out for me, and I keep seeing his name pop up with lots of people praising him, but I don't know enough about him. But that sort of role player anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I God damn it, I really don't know. Other than what I learned from the apps, like listen. I'm gonna real quick just want to mention.
The thing is, right? We shouldn't know. The people who should know should be the owner. They should be the director of football. They should be these people who should already have an idea of who we should go and get, and yet they're not. They don't know, because we get linked to people like Joe Allen, who is just oh my god. Why are we getting links with Joe Allen and not going, actually, here's some like
Andrew?
Listen, I threw my fucking headphones at my computer last time someone mentioned that we're linked with Giroud again. Ray, you were there, right?
Yeah.
No, someone else was there.
Yeah.
You were there, right?
I love him.
I mean,
I love him, but what's
over and over and over again, dude? I posted I posted somewhere on Facebook that Ogbonna has one less goal scored than Giroud over the last 3 Premier League seasons. Ogbonna has one less goal scored than Giroud over the last 3 Premier League seasons.
I'm fairly certain, though, as a man who loves stats, because you love stats as much as I do, that if you look at his appearances, he probably appeared less. If you look at his attacking stats,
not much. Ogbonna didn't play that much. Was it last season, or
he does tend to he's a bit streaky, isn't he? But the thing is, look, the thing is, we don't know. What's the point of getting Giroud when we have Haller? I'll put it like that. Like Haller,
100%.
Is a younger version of Giroud in many ways.
Somebody said it was for competition for Haller. I'm like, what the fuck? Competition?
That dude don't need no competition.
Haller competition? Fucking clown competition. I mean, all right. So what I'm seeing here is obviously Frank Kessie, Stanislav Lobotka. I mean, that's a guy I would fucking dream to have, but it ain't. I mean, from what I'm hearing, that ain't happening. That's not going to happen. Ray's boy, Jared Bowen. He's not a center mid. He's not a center mid. He's not a box to box, but I would fucking take him in a second.
Yeah, there's from what I understand, there's quite a few teams after him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I can't even tell if these fucking guys are strikers or what position these guys are. But I see Gaitan, Amrabat, Hinteregger. What the fuck is that?
Tim, I hope you don't find offense, but I'm going to look at the chat because your pronunciation, bro. But I'm just.
It's horrible. I know. I mean, it's what it is. Well, someone says Tompkins. There you go. Yep, bring him back. Jordan Morris. Tim's off again. What did I say something? All right, never mind. Giroud's not worth it. Yeah. Hugo, yeah. So might as well bring back Hugo. Don't you like how they say that though? Might as well bring back Hugo.
Yeah, because we might as well. He's sitting there. He's already on the wage, but let's just get him back. Giroud, Schmirud, bro. Let's just bring him back. Listen, just get him in the team. Right, hear me out.
I mean,
What's the worst that could happen? That's all I'm saying. So what's the worst that can happen? No, Matic. No, he's about as fast as I am, and I'm obese. So.
One thing I was just thinking about, talking about interchangeable parts. I think what you just put on there a second ago about Rice, I'm starting to see him more of attacking a lot more than he usually did. I mean, is he, or are they pushing him up? Is he playing, defensive midfielder? What is he doing now? Because it's anybody seeing what I'm seeing, or you're laughing over there like what?
So I was laughing at Charlie Boy in the chat.
Oh, damn right.
My man.
But I mean, I think I think Rice could be kind of an interchangeable part. There's other places you could put him, and so it depends on who we're selling. I mean, who are we getting rid of?
I was just going to lead into that. So there you go, guys. Let's start with you, Alex, first and foremost, since you brought it up, and then we'll go to Ray and then
I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, but still, like who, if anybody,
because
we're not going to have a hell of a lot of money. But think about it realistically, though, man. Think about people who actually get like purchased by somebody, or somebody would actually want. Like, you can't say sell Roberto. No one's going to fucking buy Roberto.
Yeah, right? The money you're going to get from him is you get a ham sandwich. I mean, what are you going to do?
It would cost. We'd have to pay somebody. To be honest with you, we'd have to pay some serious fees and shit, and like have to pay half the wages or something like that. Because a lot of these teams, I mean, out there, they're going to look at this their salaries and be like, "What the fuck? Why were you paying them that much? Like, we're not going to do that." Or it would have to be some loan deal because no one's going to want to sit with them, or whatever. Just seriously, like, it's just they frustrate me so bad. And the fact that I don't think anyone's going to buy these fuckers. But so realistically, Alex, we're not going to have that much money to spend this winter. No. We don't need a whole hell of a lot either, though.
No.
But if we sell some people, won't that give us more money like it did in the summer? Like, the more we sold, the more we spent. You know what I'm saying? Had to spend.
Well, I mean, okay, so you sell Sanchez, Wheelchair, Roberto. Who else? Who do you offload?
I'll save me for last because I'm going to fucking get some people angry.
I don't think we should sell anyone because our squad ain't that big. I don't think our squad's big enough to sell anyone. Well,
fine, fair enough.
You sell the guy, and then you bring in Cullen or you bring in Hugel. I mean, there's guys that we could bring in.
One player that we've got that's going to make us any money because Yarmolenko's injured till 20th of January. He ain't going to go, and that's Antonio. If we can get 30 million, which is like sky high prices, there's no way we're going to get that, then probably I would sell him. But that's the only person I would sell that is going to give us a significant amount of money back in return.
Because I'm not going to part with him.
I don't think we're going to get anyone.
Well, I've got one as well, but I really want to know what Tim's going to say.
Yeah. So
you want me to go first then?
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Wait.
I'll say the obvious one, which Ray just said, which was Antonio. That's definitely one of the ones I would say absolutely get that fucking 30-year-old dinosaur out of here. And while you still can cash into him, listen, I love Antonio. I really do. I thank him for every single thing that he's done. He's one of my favorite players of all time in the West Ham shirt. Absolutely, I love everything he's done for us. However, this last summer was time to get rid of him. I mean, we can't rely on his passion to lead the team like we did because it's not going to work under Moyes. It worked under Pellegrini when he came in, because there was nobody passionate around him, and he was able to pull some wins or draws out of his belt because of his just passion alone and his bulliness, and he was able to bully himself in, and he actually kept his shots down for some reason. I was shocked, and he only scored a little bit. But anyway, it's not enough. I mean, for the amount of money that we're paying him, it's not enough. He's not healthy enough. He's old, so injuries are going to become more frequent now. You're not going to tell me he's going to remain healthy once he comes back for the remainder of the season without an injury, without a knock. He's not going to miss a few games. Bullshit. He's getting older. This is what happens in life. When people get older, they get hurt more frequently, or they're more apt to get hurt more frequently. So anyway, sell him on. I said that over the summer. I said sell him on because it's time to cash in, because next year we're not going to get as much money because he's going to have more injuries, and no one's going to want to spend as much money on him because they're going to say, hey, well, you got injured like 3 or 4 times last season. I ain't giving you 30 mil. I'll give you 15, and so on and so on. And every year that we keep him all for his passion and so on, it's not worth it. My number one is Lanzini. because it's the same exact reasons I said Antonio, except for the bully factor. He's a little pansy. He's a cubic zirconia. He's not a fucking diamond that everybody thinks he is. Because of Pellegrini, he got rushed back from injury last season, and I just feel that it's just it's going to be an ongoing thing again with injuries with him, and that's what I'm also worried about Fabianski. Fabianski has he had a hip injury, and that's not good for a goalkeeper. I'm not saying sell Fabianski. I'm just using this as an example, the reason why I'm talking about Lanzini, because Fabianski is now also at the age where a hip injury for a goalkeeper is going to come back again. It's going to come back again. He's going to always have something in the back of his mind about that injury. You can see it in Lanzini's face every time he goes up against somebody or someone comes running at him. He's worried about his legs. You know what I'm saying? You can see it, and because he's not 100%. He's still not 100%, and it's that fear. Are you going to get enough out of him to justify how much we pay for him versus how much we could get for him and buy in return?
You could call River Plate right now, and they would take him.
Or anybody. I mean, listen, there's a lot of things.
That's where he played. He said that he wants to end his career there.
Yeah,
but to your point, yes,
I'm looking for, but I don't know if they have the money I'm looking for. But for him, and and also, guys, I'm not saying sell him for fucking 15 million or 20 million. I'm saying get as much money as you can out of Lanzini. He's like the big money there out of everybody. Antonio,
how much money do you reckon we'd get for him, or how much money would they?
30.
When would
30.
When would you start to accept it? Is 30 mil the limit?
I'd say 30. Honestly, if someone flashed 25 at me, I'd probably fucking throw it too. I mean, I'd take it too. Just because I'm keeping the perspective, like, okay, that's how much we spent roughly on like a Yarmolenko or Fornals or something like that. I'm just thinking about like how much money we spent on a player that we're probably getting the same fucking value out of it. We're not getting. How much value are we getting out of Lanzini?
And that's the point, because I was going to say Lanzini as well, and I wanted you to go because I felt like we had the same name. I felt you were either going to say him or you were going to say Fabianski, and I was going to love it either way. I think he just.
If someone came with the cash for Fabianski, I'd say see ya.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I wouldn't offer him, but I'd offer Lanzini out there.
He's just. The problem is we have other people who can do his role now, and so it's a case of he has the sense that he would go for a significant amount of money, and if we are serious about getting new people in, if we are serious about, if he was fit all the time, obviously not. That's the thing. He's incredibly talented. He really is. Like, there are very few players I've seen. Definitely. Apart from Payet, there are very few players who are as good on the ball as he is for the last 5-6 years at this club.
I agree,
but he's just not available enough. He's just I said this. Me and Gio were having this conversation the other day, and I said he reminds me of Winston Reid. There was a time when I was really scared Winston Reid was going to go, and I thought, you know what, he deserves it. He probably was going to go to Arsenal or Man United, and you'd be like, yeah, you could see him playing there. This was back in 2014, whenever it was, and then he got these big injuries, and then they kept coming, and they kept coming, and they kept coming, and they never stopped coming. And then at this point, he's just a husk of the man he used to be. Lanzini was the same. 3-4 years ago, he was off to Liverpool. I was like, you know what, and he would deserve that because he's an absolutely wonderful player. And then the injuries came. And then they came again.
Yeah.
And then come again. And then at this point, and it's coming to the point now where his value is going to be significantly damaged very, very, very soon. And at some point, you have to make the choice of selling them. There has to come a point where their usefulness and their value cross paths. And if you don't sell them by then you've got a problem, because otherwise you've just got this guy sitting there doing something. And if we need to improve our squad, 25-30 million for a guy who's not around can go on someone like Fornals, for example, who will be around. And it's
so people in the chat room,
the emergence of Fornals has made Lanzini more pardonable.
Definitely. I mean, but here's listen. There's people in the chat room that are flipping out. This is crazy. So, but no, somebody. Where the hell was it, man? Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Essex Hammer. I love Essex Hammer, but he said we can't sell everyone. We need a squad." That's the thing. If they're injured or if they're frequently injured, then they're not really in the squad, are they? So let's get rid of those people and sign players who can be healthy and actually do something. with the squad. They don't need to be as fantastic as Lanzini. We don't need to get something like that in replace of him, as long as we have someone who's solid enough to fill the position that we need. Because I think that we have a starting 11 already without him. And as long as we get a solid back for, in case one of those starting 11 gets hurt, then there you go. And same thing with someone said something about, selling and then putting Roberto in goal or who. Like, well, selling Fab doesn't mean putting Roberto in goal. I would release him. I wouldn't sell Roberto. I just fucking eat his shit, his contract. Sorry, his shit, but eat his contract. Get him the fuck out of here, and just you get rid of the stress, because we're not going to sell him. We'll spend all of January trying to get rid of the fucking guy, and no one's going to buy him. So anyway, well, you take the money you get from Fabianski, because you're going to get way more than $7 million for him. Way more than $7 million for him. And if you can think about, okay, well, if we invest wisely, we'll look around and see what goalkeepers are around. You can buy 2 $7 million goalkeepers, £7 million goalkeepers, even £10 million goalkeepers, or at 15 and 10, or whatever the fuck it is, for the money you get from Fabianski, and it'd still be better off, because you find 2 goalkeepers that do not have a fucking injury record, and then boom, you're all set. Then you have a starter and a backup. And I mean that's what that sounds like common sense to me, but again, I'm fucking mad. So
this is what I wanted from your Fabianski. This is what I want. This is what I was hoping for. I thought you were going to say Lanzini, but I was secretly hoping we were going to get Fabianski. We'll just get rid of him, right? We'll just get rid of him, and then we'll get some other guy. It'll be all be great. I love it.
Darren Randolph.
Oh,
well, that guy pissed me off. So let me do my Darren Randolph rant real quick. So I hated him as our goalkeeper. I really did. I loved Adrian. I did. I hated Adrian when he came in, because I loved Juicy, right? Adrian fucked over Juicy, right? Escalainen. And I was pissed off at Adrian for a while. But then Adrian won my heart over, okay? He was a fantastic goalkeeper. He did a lot of great things for us at great times. And then they brought in Darren Randolph, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? They're Adrianing Adrian. They're doing what they did to Juicy, but with Adrian, and by bringing in Randolph. And if you watch fucking Randolph, he's an Irish international. I watched his international matches, and I was appalled. I said, how the hell did this goalkeeper make it to the national level, playing against fucking like some shit team from like the Faroe Islands or something like that, and he gave up fucking 3 goals and like no problem at all. And he showed that a lot with us. He had a few, he had some good games with us. I'm not going to take that away from Darren Randolph, but he also had a lot of shit games too. Let in a lot of easy ones, which is why I hate goalkeepers, because they just let in the easy ones. They make these spectacular saves, and that's all people remember. But they don't remember the fucking 3 goals they gave up that they shouldn't have, and that pisses me off. So anyway, Randolph sucked, and then they got rid of him, and then they brought in, they tried Joe Harding. I'm sorry, they tried Adrian again with Joe Hart. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing this poor guy? And then they did the same thing with Fabianski. And I'm like, what are they doing to Adrian? And they're doing the same as karma. I mean, that's what it is in a nutshell. But anyway, Darren Randolph, I would never have him back. There's no need for him. He's a fucking championship kid at best. Where's Middlesbrough? Where are they in the table? Have they made it back to the Premier League since he's been there?
For context, I take him back. But,
as a backup.
Totally.
Of course, as a backup. Of course, I'm not going to say put him in.
Yeah, so the other guy that they're throwing out there is that Begovic guy, right? Is that his name?
Oh no, just
no.
Asmir Begovic is his name, but just big no.
Well, you get 2 backup keepers there. I mean, whatever. My point is, I don't know.
God damn it! I got to click the button again. Are you still going?
Why don't we just sign up? Why don't we just sign? What's his name? Adrian back. There we go. You solve all the fucking problems.
He's too busy winning the league.
I know. Obviously jokes, people. So don't get all fucking offended.
Let's be real. Let's be real. I'm going to get so far be it for me to get hyped when Liverpool win the league, but that picture of he's just holding the trophy is going to be amazing. I can't wait for it. He's such a lad. I love Adrian.
I know. I was just trying to anti-Darren Randolph this whole conversation. That's all. I was just trying to prove a point that the guy.
Well, you can't, because he's got a great beard and he's Irish, therefore he's good.
I know dude. Listen, I wanted to like him so bad, but every time I watched him play, I swear to God, I was like, listen, I can't watch West Ham or Ireland if he's fucking playing, because he leaks goals, man. It sucks. So whatever.
The thing is with Roberto is he's not going to leave.
Can there ever be a goalkeeper that can just not let in the easy ones?
I mean, but that's like saying, would there ever be a striker who doesn't miss the easy ones? No. Like, it just happens.
Yeah. That's why I hate goalkeepers, man.
Like Roberto's not going to leave. Like, that's not real. No one's going to take him in January. He might like in the summer, maybe someone will take him, but who's signing a terrible goalkeeper in January?
Yeah.
Like, no one is. Like, it's just not going to think. And the problem is when you look at our squad, as Ray has said about how thin it is, like he's possibly the only person you would say is surplus to requirements. Everyone else in the team has some sort of role to play, and that's sort of a problem. Well, even then, I mean, he's back up to rights. Who are you going to play for the rights? Like,
well, Dom, I think you just missed that one. I did say that we need to just get rid. We need to get rid of Roberto, like release him on a free right now, because we're gonna spend our whole January trying to get rid of the fucking guy, and my blood pressure and everybody else is gonna just go through the roof because we can't get rid of him.
I'm not even he stays because he's only on like what? He's on nothing basically.
That's what I mean. Just fucking just.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
There's a team in Turkey that will take him right now.
Let's go. Let's get Spiegel back. Yeah, or fucking what's the guy from Luton Town? Czech or Shek, whatever the fuck his name. Marek something. Stack or fucking Stack. There you go.
Can we just go back 1 second?
Can we get the guy with Ethan Meat Pie? Can we get that guy?
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're on the same page. I like that.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Just going back on Lanzini, he's only 26. Is it not worth saving that money till the end of the season and then selling him? Get a higher value in the last 6 months.
True.
Or even
if it was the option, I guess is the way to put it. If the option was you either sell him now for say 25 mil,
like type it.
If you sell him for 25 mil now and then you can replace him for someone who gets us higher up the league table, is that not worth it doing it now than it would be at the end of the season? Like, I don't disagree with you necessarily. I'm just sort of putting it out.
Yeah, but what about if he's the guy that gets us higher in the table at the end of the season, and then he's worth 40 million because he's at his peak prime at 27?
I guess, but then isn't that the same argument with Jack Wilshere?
Who? Is he still playing?
No, I mean, apparently.
Well, yeah. Who's the other who? We had a couple of who's on the team still, right? There's a few of them. Oh, Reed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the guy who's supposed to be better than James Tompkins. Yeah.
I mean, he just was better than James Tompkins. I don't know.
Listen, fucking team of the month, man. He played Premier League team of the month.
Reed is forever in our hearts because he scored the winning goal at the bowling,
which he had to do because he gave up the first 2 goals.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I'd rather him do that. It makes that emotional and so much better.
I'll never let him go with that. Put that way. Anyway, fuck it. I'm just fucking with everybody. I love Winston Reed. I've always have. And
would you guys
talk shit, man? Come on.
Sorry, would you guys take 40 million for Diop?
I'd take 40 million for Winston Reed.
I mean,
just kidding. Listen, that's what I meant to say. So I was going back through the comments and I was talking about all these comments that they were saying. Diop, abso-fucking-lutely. We should have sold him over the summer, dude. Oh God, he doesn't. He's another one that's like he's not ready for the Premier League. He doesn't play enough. He's not as good enough. He doesn't. He's too fucking lanky. He fucking trips over his goddamn feet. He fucking thinks he's a wing back sometimes, and he's not. He's a fucking center back, and he's one of those guys that like. Why are we so hell bent on he's the next fucking Messiah at fucking center back like? And Pellegrini thought the same thing. He'd always be like pairing him up with Balbuena, pairing him up with Ogbonna, but not Balbuena. It took him a long time to pair Balbuena with Ogbonna and say, well, I guess Diop isn't that good. Because he's not, man. I mean, listen, I'm not saying Diop sucks by any means whatsoever. I think he's a good player. I mean, good on him. He's still too fucking young to be – he's not ready yet. He's not ready to be starting regularly for us, I don't think. And if somebody came up to us with fucking 30, 40 million for him, I would say buy. See you later. We can buy 2 of you for 40 million. You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Actually, I want to make a comment. The other day, Joe Cole was getting interviewed, and he was talking about us going to our roots, academy players, putting younger players in. Mm-hmm. And we keep talking about all this free agency and the window or whatever and how much money we're going to spend. We have guys that need to come up. We can't keep.
And Moyes says he wants to do that.
Yeah,
at some point. I'm not saying right now, but in his 18-month contract, he said that he wants to be like the next fucking Red Bull, whatever, and that means bring up the youth players. We have the talent there. We do. It's just they need to be developed appropriately, and some players, they could use a good loan, and some players not so much. And Jordan Hughes, ... What? I don't know. I mean, give the guy a fucking shot.
That's what he is. I'll tell you.
What's the hurt? So I can't tell you, Charlie, how many people on social media even said, "Give Hugo a shot. I'd take him over a Yeti any day." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I mean, it's not just him. I'm talking like the actual young players, like the not 27-year-olds, the younger guys, like Scully fucking bangs and goals, dude. And Holland, I'd love to see more of him. I mean, you can't judge a guy off fucking 15 minutes of an appearance, in a shit game where no one's doing good. I mean, come on. And the same thing with I guess Joe Powell, right? He's fucking good, man. I mean, I've watched some of the highlights from those matches, and I mean, his stats.
That's one of the bad things about David Moyes is if those players get a chance and they don't do well in that first game, that's it, they're done. Like, because he judges people off what he sees. Like, we saw it last time he was here when he brought back Oxford was finally starting to get some game time. He was finally starting to show his form. He was in form in Germany. He was playing first choice in Germany, and then we brought him back so Moyes could have a look at him. And then he played how many minutes, and then he was gone again, and that's it, done. It's like. People, right? It's just these people need to be treated well. Like they need to have space to grow into the team, and then when they're in the team, to be given that chance to start putting some momentum together, like Dion Garner got when he first started coming in. He started getting those game times, started getting the ball rolling, like Rice did. That's one of the things David Moyes did right the first time was with Rice. He gave him the opportunities, and then he started flowing and going forward. And that's. But if you bring in Scully, if you bring in Powell, whoever it is, and then they don't do well, that's it. It's done. Because that's just the way he is. It's just the way he rolls, which is a shame. But
yeah. Well, on that note, we do have to wrap this up because I didn't realize what time it was. But listen, I can't thank everybody enough. Look, there was comments on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube because we're streaming simultaneously on all three. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. There was quite a few of them that actually were tuned into the show before, so thank you for that. And if you haven't watched the previous show, which was an interview with Jim Kearns from the H List, check that out. It was a great interview, really was. But make sure you have like a solid hour and a half to kill because that was a long one, and it was really damn good though. I'm telling you, like I'm so glad that we're doing interviews again. That was our bread and butter. That was what we started by doing, and we're starting. Our new plan for this 2020 is to get more interviews done with special people and also American supporters. If you're a West Ham supporter, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you want to come on the show and share your story and spend an hour with us, please do. It's really fun. We'll, reach out to us on any of the social media accounts, and I'll make sure that we set that up. Also, ahtv.threadless.com. It's our shop. We got tons of cool stuff in there. Supporters group stuff, regular designs, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, anything you can imagine to put those designs on, and the quality is fantastic. I'm super impressed. I purchased some things myself, and they're just great. Also, yes, I am going to be heading over to London and at the end of the month for Liverpool and Brighton. So come say hi, and I'll have some scarves on me, and hope to meet you all. But anyway, I got to also plug the new website. It's AmericanHammers.net. The guy down the bottom right is the one who set that all up and working tirelessly on the shop and on the website. So you got to please give him some credit because he's done a fantastic job and we really appreciate it. So Ray, who's been doing a lot of co-hosting with us and hosting shows and everything, and I really appreciate you and what you've done for us. So you'll see a lot more Ray soon, and Mr. Man below me, Mr. Was it Recall Hugo?
Okay, the correct thing is hashtag recall Big George.
Oh, Big George.
It's sweeping the nation, sweeping the world. I've had tweets coming in from all places. Don't look it up. You won't. Don't quote me. But all over the world, people are talking about it. People want it happening. Hashtag recall Big George.
Yeah, you can check you out on Twitter. What ATOP Lad, I think.
Yeah, my West Ham is at ATOP Lad. West Ham one is at Return of the Wham.
At Return of the Wham. Oh yeah.
Yeah, or at hashtag
Return of the Wham.
Yeah. So if you want to get involved, I'll talk about wrestling. I'll talk about John Hugo.
Yeah, man.
Get involved.
But also, got to thank you
also
and the boys. Yeah, exactly. You got to thank you and the boys at Hammers Chat, and hopefully I'll get to see all of you when I get over there and do some stuff. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. Again, thanks again for everybody popping in. I know there's going to be some podcasts coming out soon. The boys at American Hammers Radio, and also the new podcast that we have, Fortune's Always Hiding. It's a good one too. And then tomorrow night, Friday Night Likes. We have a special episode of Friday Night Likes tomorrow. It's going to be early. It's going to be 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which I believe is 9:30 p.m. UK or GMT, whatever you want to call it. We got Nick Tucker from Crossed Hammers. We got Jazz Upal, I think his name is, who's been on fan cams. He's been interviewed by Gio after he'll be on the boats with the Hammer Shack guys. He's all over the place. We interviewed him a couple weeks ago. He's awesome, from the group Hammers Sing. And then Scott Collier from West Ham Fan TV is going to be the third guest. Here's what we got going on, guys. So everybody who's still watching this, we're going to be having a tournament for all the winners from all of the Friday Night Likes episodes. So if you go back and watch the Friday Night Likes episodes, you notice the winners. We're going to take all of the winners and put them into a tournament. And most likely it's going to happen starting in February, because we still have to get to number 18. We're going to have 18 winners. It's called the Friday Night Likes Winners Cup Tournament. And then, people like Ian Bishop are going to be in it because he won. We got Baz Cox. We got actually a couple of guys, Charlie Walsh, and we got Alex over here. Huh?
Am I the only one that's lost here?
Here, yeah. Well, I didn't win either. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't win. I also don't think I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, did that count? I don't know. But anyway, I didn't win. But so I'm not in the tournament. But no, we got some cool people in the tournament. Like Baz Cox is in the tournament too. We got Gina from Denver. We got Bradley from New Orleans. And many more. So anyway, look forward to that. That'll be cool. And other than that, come on, you irons, and I'll talk to you guys off the air.
Come on, your irons.
Yay.